The revelation that Angela wasn't Henry's daughter sent shockwaves through Wendy, whose desperate secrets and resentment spilled into the open. Her confession of infidelity. Amidst the ensuing chaos, Roxanne and her cameraman were apprehended for their intrusive actions. Turning to Caleb, I, weary but with a sense of closure, remarked on my mother's trust in his family. Caleb's unexpected reply, a gentle question about my real father, landed like a thunderbolt. Does Caleb truly possess the knowledge of my parentage, or is this a calculated move? Can I unravel the mystery of my father's identity? And after all this time, is he even still alive to meet his grandchildren? Caleb smiled and shook his head. I don't know who he is, Nora. Oh, I replied quietly, the revelation holding little weight for me. The identity of a man I'd never known felt like a footnote in a story already filled with too many complicated chapters. A puzzled frown creased Caleb's brow. Don't you want to know? I shrugged, my voice detached. It doesn't matter to me. My mind drifted to the messy, tangled knot of the family I did know. I was grateful to my mother, Yvette, grateful for the life she'd given me, for the fierce independence she'd instilled, and for the legacy of knowledge she'd left behind. I tucked the recorder pen safely into my pocket, a small, tangible piece of a past I was only beginning to understand. Then I looked at Caleb, a genuine warmth entering my voice. Thank you, Mr. Gray. This really helped. You're welcome, Nora. Caleb sighed, a hint of regret in his tone. His admiration for Yvette was palpable, a quiet reverence in his voice. Our conversation was interrupted by the approach of Captain Ford. Miss Smith, Mr. Gray, we need your statements for the investigation. I blinked, taken aback. Statements? For what? Caleb voiced the question in my mind. It's just trespassing on private property. Why do we have to give statements? Ford's gaze remained firm, his politeness edged with an undeniable authority. It's standard procedure. Please comply. Caleb, sensing the same unwavering resolve, didn't refuse either. We were escorted to separate rooms within the police station. What are you looking at, Miss Smith? Ford's voice cut through the quiet. Just observing your hospitality, Captain Ford, I replied. A strange question flickered through his eyes. Do you know anything about your mother, Miss Smith? My eyebrows rose slightly, intrigued by the sudden shift in topic. Are you a special ops officer? I asked, the question unexpected. Ford's jaw tightened, a flicker of surprise in his eyes, but he offered no reply. My fingers tapped lightly against the armrest of the chair. All the other officers seem to defer to you. You're clearly in charge. But trespassing isn't exactly a high-priority case for someone of your rank. You're here because of my mother, aren't you? He straightened his back, his posture ramrod straight. His voice, when he spoke, was deep and unwavering. My name is Captain Morris Ford. Hello, Captain Ford, I replied, my gaze steady. We're investigating a case from more than 20 years ago, he stated, his eyes fixed on mine. The case is related to your mother, so I'd like to know more about her. Please, cooperate, Miss Smith. My eyes narrowed, a sense of unease settling in my stomach. Can you tell me about the case? I asked, my voice carefully neutral. Ford shook his head, his expression unyielding. I'm sorry, but this is a highly classified case. I'm not authorized to share any information. I remained silent for a long moment, my mind racing. My mother had left me many things, but nothing that hinted at anything illegal. Except for the Imperial League, a dark thought surfaced. Ford scrutinized me, his gaze intense, trying to decipher whether I was being truthful. His eyes held a sharp, almost unnerving quality. After a prolonged silence, he finally said, his tone clipped, In that case, please sign the statement, Miss Smith. You can leave after. Then he left to speak with Caleb. I walked out of the police station, the sterile air feeling strangely liberating. After a while, Caleb finally emerged, a hint of bewilderment on his face. That man is so strange, he said, his voice hesitant. He kept asking about Aunt Yvette, but I was only 3 or 4. How would I know anything? Just then, Caleb's phone rang. He offered an apologetic smile and answered the call. His expression instantly darkened, a chill entering his eyes. I'll come right away, he said, his tone urgent. After hanging up, he looked at me, his earlier confusion replaced by a resolute determination. I have some things to take care of, Nora. I've got to head out now. I nodded, a sense of something important pulling him away. Joel Smith hurried into the hospital, his breath coming in short gasps. He rushed to Ian's ward, finding his uncle, usually so listless, sitting up in bed, his eyes wide with a strange agitation. "What's the matter, Uncle Ian?" Joel asked, his voice filled with concern. A long silence stretched before Ian finally spoke, his voice trembling slightly. "Joel, she must be my daughter." Joel blinked, taken aback. "Who, Uncle Ian?" Ian's hand trembled as he answered, his gaze fixed on some unseen point in the distance. "Nora Smith." Joel held his uncle's hand, his voice soothing. "Calm down, Uncle Ian. I'll have her investigated right away." Ian nodded, a flicker of hope returning to his eyes. "Then," Joel added, his gaze earnest, "I can investigate her background, Uncle Ian, but promise me that you'll try to stay alive. That's the only way you'll get the answers." The light came back into Ian's eyes when he heard him. Ian Smith had a new lease of life. He couldn't wait to find out the truth. While I wondered, will knowing my father now make any difference to me? Will I ever be able to find him? Will my children accept their real grandfather? And what is Captain Ford investigating?
Hi, Nora here. If you are wondering what happens next, then download the Pocket FM app and listen to the exciting episodes of Saving Nora Now with the link in the description.